What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette, where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day, and you're damn right. The new chapter just dropped, 1142, talking about monsters, talking about ghouls, goblins, celestial dragons, Goro set, giants, all of them. Any kind of fictitious creature everyone wants to throw up in the story, I guess they're all showing up right here, right now. So we're going to talk about it. If you guys have not been here before, that's Kev. I'm Corey. We talk about One Piece a lot. We got a lot to talk about today, so we're just going to get right to it. As always, Kev, help get us started with the cover spread.
Yeah, 1142 starts us off the things I find scary. The Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 28. Give back the sword and the girls. Thunder Bagua. As we knew, Yamato is able to go toe to toe with Kaido. This is Spider-Man cleaning up bank robbers after getting back from fighting Thanos. Like this is a walk in the park for her
Yeah.
or for him. So
Yeah, for him.
I knew it was coming.
For them.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, it's like, I forgot about that. Um, yeah. Who's who versus, now, I don't know if she caught him, like, off guard, but Yamato isn't really the sneak attack kind of person. Like, she's more of the, or they're more the, like, hey, like Naruto. I'm yelling out to get your attention, and I'm attack you right now in front of everybody. And
Yeah,
she does her speed blitz.
yeah.
Yeah, which I guess
Just
gets
because
them.
you can't react to my speed blitz does not make it a sneak shot.
Yeah,
It's like
the dude
it's
had the
like I'm just
sword in
that
his hand,
quick.
and he dropped
Yeah.
the sword. And I guess the whole pilgrimage is about taking Yasui's blade back to
Hmm.
his grave. Um, but yeah, with Yamato, it's just like, you're a zone, I'm a zone too. We're both cat zones. I'm a fox.
Oh, true,
Like,
true.
and I'm mythical, so we really don't want to fight on that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's awakened, or they're awakened. So at the same time, it's like they're even above who's who on that level. Which I mean, that would be great for his cover art, like or character development. Like that's how he gets his ass whooped, and then he takes like a Lucci training arc or whatever in the background.
Or a Bellamy.
Yeah, it's fine, whatever you want to do. But I knew this was going to happen, but maybe we'll get a little bit more out of it before the end of the story. She'll probably interrogate him in the next few chapters. Why did you do this?
I think,
What's going on?
or they'll find
Stop doing
something in
it.
the back. Because remember, they're still looking for all the women, all the missing women
Yes,
too. So I bet you in
and
the background.
the
Oh yeah,
carpenter too.
I wonder if the
Good
carpenter made
pull.
this place. Like that's why he was
Oh,
taken,
oh,
like to
oh.
make this place.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
fair. But then we are back with the children. So we don't we just have a snake just
yeah,
appearing out of nowhere. So the kids are seeing this giant snake, which they already know what it is. It's Jormungandr, the world serpent that'll end the week. And so it's just a snake in the walrus school, and it's eating giant buildings. So just extrapolate that because these are just huge, huge buildings compared to just Luffy in general. And this snake is towering above even that. So this is a giant size snake.
yeah. And these gods knights are all just, I don't want to say human size. Kieran Ken definitely is larger than the rest. But that is in his hybrid form. We don't know how tall he really is, but he does seem like he has a pretty large stature. But even that being said, it's like these are still towering over giants the way like Loki towers over the giants. You know what I mean? And there's multiple. Well, I guess there's just a snake for now, but
Yeah.
yeah, and it's fully tangible. It's tearing. It's like very reminiscent of Egghead, where we first see like the monsters tearing up the place, but they're all holograms. This ain't a hologram. It's like a nightmare turned real. So very different, very distinct. Like I said, we are going to go in this arc to the more mythical, magical realm. So
Yep.
we are seeing the distinct difference that, yeah, no, these things can mess you up. Like, they aren't just fake light structures. Like, you can't get messed up. And the kids are terrified. We get a good look of all the kids too. Like the little girl, the fatter kid, black hair, and
Mm.
then curly hair right here. So it's possible that we've seen their parents somewhere in Elbaph before, or maybe their parents are some of the giants we've seen before. That's a thing I like to look at when I'm looking at like the children that they're showing us. Like, we've probably seen some of their parents. Only because the first one we saw, Colin, we saw their parent, so it's like, okay, the rest of them have to have parents. We've
And
seen.
we get introduced, and they very well could be the staff's kids,
Hmm.
like that. Like we've already, like you said, Ripley and Colin. I know Colin's not a part of the school, but he's probably in another grade here,
Like,
possibly.
we're
Or
we're we're a group of people that made this school because we believe in it, but we also like
yeah,
live here, and like, this is
like
our
yeah, this is
compound.
our village.
Yeah.
And like when you're in a smaller village, you know, the adults are tasked to. Some are going to be farmers, some are going to be teachers. Like they are just tasked that way. And like you said, I mean, this could very well be like people that we've met before. So we do get introduced to this teacher who's defending the kids, Mr. Wolf, later on, but we don't get his name quite yet. But then we jump back to the Walrus School staff room with Mr. Reed, the mathematics teacher, calling for an emergency meeting.
Oh yeah, I actually missed that on the first page. Like, Mr. Like, the teacher, the PE teacher, like guarding everybody, said, "Get inside." Like, yeah, he does get messed up bad by this snake. That's how we got messed up. All right, sorry. But
No, you're fine. No, no, no.
moving on to the teachers lounge.
Yeah, so then we get introduced to the two new teachers, which is Mr. Bread, the mathematics teacher.
I got
I
Blade.
don't know how you pronounce Blade. I
Yeah.
like the Blade. Mr. Blade. The Walrus School principal, Mr. Kiba, which tells me that this school was created by him
Yeah.
in a way.
Fang, Keepa
And
means
then
Fang, so it's probably, yeah, them big old tusks.
yeah, so it's probably either passed down through his like he's like his is the teacher family or something, or it was a recent adage to the village where it was like his idea like 40 years ago, and he's been the principal ever since.
Yeah, I can't remember what they
And
said to the school was made, but that would be cool if it was like a family school where it was like, look, we run this.
my dad was the principal.
Well,
His dad was the principal.
my dad made it,
And
and then
his
he passed it on to me. we live a long time. But
and so one of the kids just gets trips and falls, and just like any other kid, just in a stressful situation,
yeah,
just sits there and cries,
the kid that
doesn't know what
falls,
to
his
do.
name is Ager too, and
Anger.
I know that's like a. We gotta look out for that name. Maybe actually right now, Aegir. Let's see. Norse, Ager of the Sea, the one of the three giants who lived with Aesir. The other two, Lu, represent fire and Kari air. I guess he's the personification of the sea. So Ager is the personification of the sea. So this kid with his little cape, I think he's gonna be important later.
Nice.
But yeah, the Walrus School Principal Kiba, is the one to step up with his hammer, which looks cool. It looks like a tooth, so it's probably a walrus tooth. You know what I mean?
Oh, it just looked like a hammer with like the nail side.
Oh,
Oh.
I would take it if it was like a
Oh,
giant walrus tooth. You know what I mean? That he just,
that would be cool.
yeah,
I like
like
that.
a
Okay.
walrus molar that he popped out.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking man, this will knock him out.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
Um,
he attacks him, but it looks like they all fall. I can't tell if he jumps up like in that panel after he's charging him and like actually swings and attacks like the.
what do you mean they all fall?
You see how he's charging them, and just to the left of it, like the dragon's like facing upward with his tongue out. Like
The snake?
yeah, the snake. My bad.
Yeah.
The snake is
Oh, no,
like
you're fine.
facing upward with like.
Yeah.
Ager, you can tell he has the hammer and he's in the air, but I can't tell what else is happening.
Oh no, it looks like to me on my end that the walrus hits him up, like uppercuts him to
Oh,
Saul. So he uppercuts him with the hammer to Saul. Saul comes down from the branch and then knocks him back down. But Ager's just probably on the ground, just kind of covering his
nice.
face
So
like
it's
he
like
is here.
yeah, it's a 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
Nice, bro. It's an uppercut and then a fucking Mario
yeah,
left A in the air. I
yeah.
get you. I get you. Like, hey, that's actually pretty dope. That's some team combo stuff.
He's
And the
like,
kids start geeking.
"Sorry, I'm late." He's like, "Yeah, all right, bro. You're right on time. No worries."
And both of them are all old. Like, so
Hey,
it's like, yo,
we hey, we all know the old anime heads. Like we just saw Gart destroy the entire Blackbeard crew, like
that's
just
true.
a couple months ago.
But
So
he's
it's like, all
also
right,
a giant warrior pirate. So he was hanging out with Dory and Bragi back in the day.
exactly.
Like, so this guy is definitely a threat.
How old is he? Like we haven't even been introduced to that idea yet.
This is
It could be
how Oda
120.
this is how Oda introduces characters. Like we got the
Yeah.
giant warrior pirates like you said like 20 plus years ago. We get them taking out Kid ship like 3 years ago. You know what I mean? We're like, "Oh yeah, these
Hmm.
guys are threats on the new world." Like, yeah, these guys are actual threats. We get Oimo and Kashi. You know what I mean? And then we get them coming back. And then we get this guy who helps take out a giant snake terrorizing the town with a crazy looking hammer with some crazy looking armor. Find out he's the principal, and then it's like, oh yeah, he was also a giant warrior pirate. It's like this is how he introduces people. That's like so different than other shows. It's like the
Yeah.
build up to these characters is crazy.
And it seems like and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but Saul is pretty friendly with Tim. So, like, is is he like half mink? Is he like a giant mink? Is that what we got introduced to a mystery race a couple chapters ago? Giant mink would definitely fit into that new
A
race. I don't know how.
giant mink would be crazy. I think that's what. Oh no,
Osudon,
no, because
Osudons.
Jack, yeah, Dosu Donda or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, Jack was a giant fishman, so that's why he could like swim and stuff. But he wasn't.
Mm.
He wasn't a mink. Damn, that is definitely a combo we have not seen. Um, yeah,
Keep it on the list. Keep it on the list. Because I don't know what Saul is. What would Saul be as well? And I also
I think
think
Saul's
Giant
just.
Mink.
I think Saul's just a giant. Why do you think he's a mink?
Oh no, 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 no. Got a good answer for you, but it's what I'm
Keep it on the
feeling.
list. Just
Yeah,
put it on
keep
the
it on the
list.
list. I don't got a reason, but question mark, question mark.
But the
That's
kids
all
are
I got.
geeking. The kids are like, bro, like
Yeah,
the principal was a warrior. Like, yo, that's crazy. Like, and Saul's like super strong. He used to be a marine too. Like, man,
I
okay.
mean, because
These kids are being swayed to the warrior ways. They're like, wait a
yeah,
minute, there might be something to this warrior stuff.
I mean, imagine though being a kid here, because you're also being taught peaceful stuff, but then you're like, hey, like when they're all drunk, it's like, hey, tell me about the fights you used to have, and he's just like, oh man, my fists would turn black, and then now they're seeing it instead of like, I don't think that they get a chance to really exercise this very often.
They don't see their fists turn black. The coloring is the only things that turn black are
That's
blades.
for us.
Yeah, that's for
Oh,
us. Like for like when Luffy goes like gear, he's just like looks normal. Like
oh, really?
that's why
Hmm.
Doflamingo was laughing at him like when he went gear like 4 for the first time because to him it's just like oh all I see are the fucking maybe the clouds but all you see is just you just bulked yourself up to a ball.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's that's why people were using hockey before pre-time skip, but we didn't see it because you don't see it. It's just for when you know, you know.
Hmm.
That's how we rationalized it. Um, Going back to inside the school, PE teacher Wolf is. Your name should be Kiba, to be honest with you. If we're gonna do this the right way, but he is not looking good. I guess he saved the kids.
Yeah, and right here, I mean, so Robin and Chopper are with Saul here, but everyone it seems to be is trying to calm him down. But why would they leave him alive here? I guess I don't understand that. So
I don't think he's like. Is he dying? Like dying? But I feel
I
like he's like.
what's that slimy stuff? Is that blood
I think that's
or is
all.
that?
I think that's all blood.
Oh, okay. I
That
didn't know if it was like black sludge from the nightmare people or
bro, that would
something
be
like that.
wild. And he's like
Like a
freaking out.
poison left over. Yeah, who knows?
That would
But
be
go ahead, sorry.
wild, and then it makes you have nightmares and stuff like that. That
Yeah,
makes more creatures like this. Oh, we're gonna have to talk about this fruit once we get a name. Um,
yeah.
Professor Ilva and the others walked off without saying anything, so it also works on adults, not just children. Um,
That, that's a great point because, and I wonder how is there certain levels to, hey, I can only turn the kids to sleep? Is there, I can only turn the, because why are they allowing Saul and them to fight back? If they could turn the kids to sleep and there's no power restraint to it, they should be able to turn Saul to sleep. But since they're not, I feel like they can't.
yeah, or maybe it's like you gotta. Maybe they're two different abilities, and it's like if you know what's happening, you know what I mean. Like if you don't know you're falling asleep, it's like when you're
Mm,
real tired and you're watching TV, like you'll just be asleep next thing you know. But if like you're wide awake, it's noon and shit, and then you're like all up and at them, and then you start getting tired, you're like, wait, what's going on? So I think it's like when you get them when they're least suspecting, it's easier to get them.
that's fair. That's fair.
Or maybe it's just easier on kids. I have no idea. Like I need a name for this fruit.
Yeah. And
uh,
so that a part of the fruit is, I guess, putting the kids to sleep,
oh, before that, before
possibly.
that,
Oh,
Colin runs into Robin, and he's like, "Hey, you know Luffy, right?" And she's like,
oh,
"Yeah," and he like backs up. So it's like Luffy terrified him with that shit. Whatever Luffy did when he blocked that sword attack, it like it broke the ground. Like,
and she's like, "Did he do something to you?" He's like, "Okay, we're gonna go ahead and keep all the straw hats at arm's reach, and we'll be good." With
just don't kill me. I'm sorry I
poor
attacked
kid,
him.
poor kid, poor kid. Is that
Traumatized.
is that Colin
Yeah,
or
that's
is that
Colin.
another kid? Oh
Yeah,
wow.
that's Colin because he has his little sword sheath on his back.
Oh, there it is.
But yeah,
And so Wolf tells Saul to kind of be careful here, and that's when they kind of point out that the kids are
like don't
walking.
touch the children. So it's like a contagious thing. Like if you're trying to wake somebody up, then now you're asleep.
Mm.
Because like, he's like, don't touch the children. So I was like, what the fuck? Whatever, bro.
Well, I thought that was more of a call for like
Like
you
waking up like
see.
out of his dream, like don't touch him.
Oh no, like you see your kid getting kidnapped, and it's like leave my kid alone. Like
Yeah,
not a don't touch them because I that's how I read it, but I do like that, like how it is contagious, and I wonder how he starts it then. But I read that as hey, like leave them alone, don't touch them, leave them alone type thing. So I do like that point, but that would be cool if it's contagious. But they're sleepwalking. Hmm. So the power it looks like to go to sleep, nightmares, and sleepwalking, all of that to just kidnap some kids, which is good.
so maybe we are splitting some of these. Maybe Summers is responsible for a portion of these powers, and like those two are like a 1-2 Akatsuki like
Mm.
duo. Like how like some of them were like
Ooh.
yeah the Akatsuki were like paired up for a reason.
See, I like it, but I also like the idea that this is all just because it all this all kind of correlates together. So it would make sense that if it is One, he's an awakened devil fruit user as well.
Yeah.
So it's a devil fruit for a God's Knight. So it has to be a good devil fruit power.
Like a
I'm thinking
multi-level.
this, yeah, I'm thinking this could all be one power. But I do not hate the Akatsuki idea where it's like, hey, we send these two together because they do so well together. Where it's like his fruit can only kick in once they're asleep, and now that they're asleep and sleepwalking, I can now awaken their worst nightmares, and here they are. Like that would be pretty tight. But Kiba calls for them to blow the horn so that everyone on the island can be aware that we're under attack. Saul asks for it to kind of keep under wraps. Like, no, no, hey, I think we still have a chance to keep this under wraps. Like, let's not cause a chaotic situation when we can save them. We are the protectors. We are the parent. We're the students of the school. Let's go ahead and protect the school.
And he's like, Saul, like something is happening right now. Look at the forest. And they're giant, like fucking wolf and like dragon feathered like creatures, like giant birds coming out the forest, bro. On the other side, there's like lightning striking from like
Yeah.
Loki. That happens later in the chapter, but it's like, yeah. So, I get what you're saying. Like, you don't want to get in trouble because you're not from here. You think they're gonna say it's you, but we gotta, yeah. Obviously, they're gonna say, "Hey, this is Saul because he's ex-military." So that's gonna be a conversation coming.
That's fine, but come on, dude. Like it's like I don't know if it's that serious, bro. Your house is on fire. Call the fire department. It's like, yeah, come on, dude. Like,
No. Let's go to the yard and get some sand.
Wait, no, turn on the hose. It's like, bro, it's a gas leak.
Yeah, bro. This started in the kitchen. Do not get the water, please. And it's just well, basically everybody's like left speechless. Like a lot of the rest of this is just everybody watching. Like the monsters are appearing. It looks like one after another. Like I said, first one's like the wolf and the like feathered like winged creature. I don't know what to call it right now. Maybe a griffin, hippogriff, like feathered
Just a
creature.
bird. Yeah. Sure.
Kids start passing out one after another. Like everybody like Chopper's first thing is he wants to examine everybody, but it's like, okay, bro, go examine everybody. Go on your Chopper mission.
Hey, come on. That's what we should expect from him. I mean, and that's honestly, I think this is something that he can help with.
Yeah.
I mean, he's seen like he also examined the kids from Punk Hazard, which were giant kids, even though they were artificially giant.
That's true. So he does have like some pre-knowledge of the just different. I mean, it can't be too different, but just like the biological structure between giants and humans and stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, if he was, I'm sorry, I'm downplaying you, Chopper. Do your thing. You're a doctor. These kids are obviously sick and in distress. Do your thing. But more exciting news, we go back to the underworld.
I hate these kids.
Yeah, you do that. Meanwhile, let's go talk to Loki.
So we're back in the realm of the dead, and he's just laughing at these guys. He said, "You think leaving one shackle on was really gonna do anything? You guys are dumb." And so he kind of gives like a reason. Hey, if you don't want Elbaph to explode or implode right now in flames, let me out. Let me help you. But I mean, I'm not helpless. You're talking to Loki, the current, I would say, best or strongest giant there is.
Yeah, the one above all right now.
Yeah,
like who is going to match him in strength? Like we said, like this is like I'm hoping Loki's gonna be around so he can fight San Juan Wolf first, because we've been wondering for forever who's fighting San Juan Wolf.
Yeah.
I would love it to be Loki because I don't think San Juan Wolf can fight. I think he's just big. So
I'm right with you. I think Loki would crush Sam or
dog
Wolf.
walk the
Yeah.
wolf. He would dog walk the wolf. But that being said, this dude is like a giant amongst giants. Like how Luffy doesn't even like reach like Haruden's like shins. Like Haruden hardly even reaches like Loki's
Yeah.
waist. Like it's kind of crazy. Like the hammer that Loki wields is it's like the size of a building.
Which which always bothered, and I guess now I have like an excuse. I guess why did they leave the weapon with him? Right? You're telling me that you guys left his most powerful weapon right next to him this whole time, which begged the question why? They literally couldn't move it. Either the size or maybe there is a true enchantment on it, like there is in the Thor Marvel movies or whatever it may be. I think it's purely like they just can't lift it. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
They're not big enough.
And it's like
But
when you see them, it's the I got to see King Harold now. I
yeah,
gotta see the horns. I gotta see some ancient giant kind of history, kind of stuff. Like between this and we did a Who's Who video, and he also has horns. Like there's a lot of ancient giant like talk, and we need to figure out what exactly Loki's story is because at every step of the way, Haruden is more of a like he's not exactly he talks bad about Loki, but it's more of like just trying to uphold the status quo. Like he doesn't say the cutting things that other people say, like how Gert is like, oh, like Road, you're the most despicable person next to Loki, and it's like, oh, Loki is like is basically like a curse and stuff like that. It's like Harden's more like, okay, like even right now he's like, okay, Loki, like calm down, chill out, like to a point where it's like I saw a couple people have a theory that Harden is the one on the transponder snail, and what he was telling
Mosa.
he's Mosa, and what he was communicating to Loki was his time in Dressrosa, and Loki was telling him like, "Hey, you're too kind. Like I would have killed everybody there," and
Hmm.
that's a conversation. I'm not sure if I'm 100% sold, but like this whole like Harden actually being like on Loki's side and trying to just like not have him die is like a strong theory I'm starting to believe in.
I so do you also think that with that being, if he's Mosa, that means he cares enough about Loki to like talk to him
Yeah,
on the daily. So that must mean he would probably also believe that he isn't the killer of Harold after all, as well, right?
yeah. Because you're the
I,
bastard son. You would know what
I'm
Harold's
with
like.
you. I think I'm with you there. Like I wouldn't hate, and maybe he doesn't want the throne, and he's like, no, I understand why you have to take the fall for it.
Yeah. And maybe Loki didn't actually want the throne. Maybe because
Yeah.
it's like Loki is like the god of lies too in like Norse
Hmm.
mythology. So it's like you could have just been lying to people, being like, "Yeah, this is what I wanted." Ha 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 ha. That's why. You're like, fine. If you want to make me the bad guy, I'll be the bad guy. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we will see. I talked
He
about this.
throws off a warning shot. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was gonna talk. I talked about this in the pre-show. Like trying to fast forward through this. This is Sanji's first interaction, but we do have the monster trio now seeing Loki face to face.
Hmm.
I don't know if there's gonna be a fight, but I'm glad all three of them are here. And
Very
then
true.
the warning shot, which will look amazing in whatever
Yes.
animation they decide to do for Elbaph.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously he obviously has Conqueror's hockey. I couldn't imagine anything else. I'm not sure we see even a devil fruit power yet. I know a lot of people are saying that there is thunder power or lightning power here. I think this is all just conquerors. I maybe I'm wrong, and I know that in Nordic mythology is the hammer of Mjolnir is not something that has power itself. Thor uses many weapons. They just cannot withstand the fight. They end up breaking. And Mjolnir is the first weapon that was created that was able to withstand the battles that Thor had. So what we could all be seeing here, and we see this in people like Shanks, where it's just no devil fruit power, but above and beyond conqueror level hockey. This could be the first ever black hammer that was able to hold up to Loki's usage.
Yeah,
And all of this is just strength,
and
pure strength.
we've seen a black hammer before earlier in this chapter. Actually, Kiba, his hammer is also
Yes.
black. So it's like this conquers. I like the black blade, the black hammer, black
Yeah.
kanabo. Like, yeah, all the weapons make them black. I wish we
Mm-hmm.
had like a spear user or something like that, or like a
That would be
range
sweet.
user, like you say, to use
Like a
conquer
gun
haki.
one.
Yeah, or even Usopp, put some, or like a
Um,
bow or a
mm,
gun or anything
Imagine
ranged.
that animation with like, what was his name? Sniper King.
Yeah,
And then all it is like like he's holding up like a black flame, but it's just a hockey ball. And it, oh, dude, that would go so hard.
but yeah, the warning
Whatever.
shot. It's a lightning
It's not
strike.
big enough.
Um,
It's not big enough to kill the tree, and I don't think Loki would kill the tree.
but it definitely
But
burns some branches that people aren't
yeah,
on. Some lower branches that are probably falling off
yeah,
at some point. But it's like, yeah, pretty bad. Going back to the Walrus School, Angie is talking about the monsters. How
yeah,
she was trying to do a. She's a English teacher or literary
yeah.
teacher, so she's trying to do an exercise to help them, like, you know, a mental exercise where they just draw all of their like worst fears. Uh, there's also a girl in there, sitting right. There's actually a couple people here with horns.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know how many we were gonna see. But yeah, some kids make Nika. One kid makes a Nika. One makes a Draugr. One says their mom. One says Jormungandr, Needhog, Storms, Draugr, Ghosts. Like, you know, just kid stuff. Like monsters and ghouls that they're afraid of. Um,
And I didn't know Draugrs were like were just zombies. I had to Google that.
yeah, they're
I
like,
didn't know that at all.
I think they're supposed to be like more of what like the White Walkers are in the books, where it's like
Oh, okay.
sometimes they could be like conscious and stuff, but it's like it's more
Ah,
of like a
gotcha.
mythical kind of thing, not just like they're not Walking Dead zombies. Like,
Gotcha. Not brainless
yeah,
zombies, but
they
like they have motive.
yeah, like you break their bones and like the bones reanimate kind of
Yeah.
zombie. Um, yeah, but yeah, you know, one teacher is like, hey, if I or one kid is like, I'm gonna have nightmares, and she's like, you're fine. Oh, this is Ilva. Ilva is not a teacher; it is another kid, so it doesn't work on adults as of yet.
Mhm.
But she's like, yeah, you're gonna be fine. This is just to express your imagination. And in like present day, she's sweating already. Now she could be exhausted from all the stuff that's
Uh-huh.
happening. She could be
Uh-huh.
regretful for like she's like, oh
Uh-huh.
shit, so I could have caused it. Like I could have helped this happen, or she
She's
could
a
be
traitor.
she's a
She's a
traitor,
traitor.
and she's saying, oh damn, like yeah, like okay, like I set this up. Hopefully nobody finds it out. I'm not sold on the traitor thing.
I've been saying it so long that I find it humorous now that she actually could be the traitor.
Actually, since
I
you
said
met her,
that as a
you're like, yeah. Since she was first introduced, you're like, she looks like a traitor.
she looks like a traitor. But it's just for me it's so ironic that all of this had to have been a plan. No straw hats showing up exactly today. This had to be a plan where they have somebody on the inside. Shamrock came to a specific location. He had a specific plan. This was the mission the whole time today.
Yeah, but
The Straw Hats being here is just an added
the
complexity.
the mission was to get Loki. The side mission was to go get. I see what you're saying.
I think
I
they're both the mission.
I don't
Like, hey, go do both. But I
I
don't
don't
know.
think Angie's a traitor because I can't see yet what she benefits from it. Um, but I can see how she is like, damn, I might have fucked up and caused this. Um, but also it does seem a little strange that it's like the concept's introduced and it's immediately used. It seems like it would have been more drawn out, usually with Oda's writing, but I don't know, like a lot's going on. You know what I mean? Maybe this
Yeah.
isn't something that we need to focus on, like them drawing their actual fears and stuff. But the whole cover page, like the double page spread of the fears, it's like
Yeah.
these seem like end game versions of our enemies. You know what I mean? In the final arc, like we have a straight up the world serpent, um, some bear.
It looks like the mural.
It does exactly. It's like these are
Like,
also like things from the mural. So it's like where are these analogs at?
I mean, the Nika version is straight off the mural, even the same like the same design with the knife down with the shield. So I think you're right. I think that could very well be something similar. But I guess I got a question for you guys and you, Corey. What do you think these monsters will have? Like, you think they'll have an HP bar? Do you think they're strong? Conquers hockey? Like, what are you thinking?
It's very hard to tell because it's like they are towering over the trees, which are giant trees,
Shit,
and they
yeah.
are towering over them. So it's like they, like if one of the strides went up to like the Draugr, they wouldn't even like measure up to the claw. You know what I mean? That's like right there on the ground. So it's like
Yeah.
the best hope that we have is for, I have no idea.
Loki,
Loki is the best hope that we have because he knows what is happening. Um,
year fifth Luffy giant version, I guess, would kind of compete, but
yeah, that seems like a little, but it's like then it's just you have a thing of Luffy fighting all of them, and it's like
yeah,
to what
true.
extent does that go? Because that could go on all day.
Yeah,
And
fair.
he can stay in that form for a while, but like once he's done, he's done. We ain't got Bonnie
Yeah.
here right now. Actually, Bonnie's inside, right? Or no, she's at the library.
But with all this going on, everyone, I mean, this is taking up the everyone on the island is aware of this situation.
Yeah,
So it's like everyone can come together pretty quickly if we need it. But I do like we're in the final row here, but we go back to the God's Knights. So we're left with the three of them. It appears Shamrock has left. Shamrock, his mission was to return to Mary's Walk, so he's no longer here. We just have Gunko, Saint Summers, and Killingham. He's saying like, "Hey, dude, great work. You've done everything great. Let's go ahead and get those runs back to the ship." Summers asks Gunko, "What are you scared of?" She says, "Nika."
he also says something like love is something that hurts when it's hurt. So it's like that's got to mean something. Now that love could be like kid, like your love, you love these kids, and if they get hurt, obviously that's going to hurt you. Or you love your
Mhm.
home, and if something happens to your home, that's going to hurt you. But it's like, what exactly are you talking about? It seems like that's like a quote from something that you've like said before, read before. Like, why are you using that? And then you follow up with like asking Gunko what she fears, and he's like laughing too. So it's like, uh, I'd like to hear his voice so I can see what his personality is. You know what I mean? I like to hear like what he actually sounds like. But then yeah, he asks Nika or he asks Gunko. She says Nika, which is
And
strange.
I and Killingham has a weird, and I want to see what the final translation kind of says and how they phrase it. But his little phrase right here, I'll let it up once those runs reach the ship. So I'll let these monsters go when the runs are there. Do you think they'll be able to get them back? And that question kind of implies that they are no longer in this game. And remember, Shamrock said make a game of it at the end of last chapter. Is there a devil fruit at work turning this into a game?
What do you mean?
Is this the what part?
Like as far as like the game part, I guess. From okay, so I got to like don't stop until the brats reach the ship. Okay, so he's talking to the monsters then. Carrie Camp's talking to his monsters that he created. Like, don't stop the havoc until the brats reach the ship. is what you're saying?
So, well, no, yes, good work. So that's Saint Summers saying good work to killing him, but then
Yeah,
I'll let it up once those runts reach the ship. So let what up? I'm assuming he's meaning I'll drop my power, which is these
yeah,
monsters, once the kids are at the ship.
yeah.
But do you think they'll be able to get them back? Get who back?
Oh, like I think they mean like the teachers will be able to get the kids back before then.
Yeah, and that's fine. But so are they no longer going to be able to fight? Like they're just sitting here. They're not on the front lines. They're not
Oh, like
fighting them.
like yeah, I get what you mean. Like do the does he no longer have control of the monsters except like to give the order? And it's like, well,
Yeah.
now it's like, well, I guess it's like, well, good
Now
luck.
these are my puppets
Yeah,
now. So it's like, all right, well, here we go. I'm done.
like this is
Like,
the game. Like, all right, are they gonna make it or not? Like we're betting on it. Yeah.
and I don't know. The game is still stuck in my head from what Shamrock said because he said make a game of it, and I didn't know if that's like the native hunting competition or if they're just stone cold killers,
I
and to
don't.
them
I think the native.
kidnapping kids is just a game.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel that. Um, but yeah, what do you guys think? That is chapter 1142. There was a lot in it. We talked about a lot. You guys got to let us know your guys' comments in the. You guys got to let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we will be back next time.
Peace.